We know the measuring cylinder is precise at measuring volumes of liquid. However, now I've got a problem. Let's zoom in and take a look at what the problem is. So I have found the smallest measuring cylinders that we have. Can you see the problem? I cannot measure volumes any smaller than 1 milliliter. Sometimes in science, particularly chemistry, we need to deal with very small volumes. So say, what if I needed 0.4 milliliters and I want to do it precisely? Well, that's where the graduated pipette comes in. And here is your graduated pipette. So you know the size of the pipette because they're all color coded at the top. So this one is a 5 milliliter graduated pipette. And to get the liquid inside it, you need to attach a pipette filler. Now I was always taught in my A levels to attach it by holding both objects very close to the end and then pushing it in firmly. What you don't want to do is hold the graduated pipette too far down and start bashing it in, and then you slip and then you might have an accident. And remember, these are made of glass, so always be really careful. Right at the ends and push it in so you have a firm seal. Now to get the liquid into the pipette, let me show you just this wheel on the side here. You turn the wheel and that will suck up the liquid. Now to release the liquid, there is some lever on the side that you can push, and you just hold it down until all the liquid has been released. Okay, let's see one of these in action. So the first thing to be aware of is that on the graduated pipette, the scale is in reverse. So when my finger is at the top of the scale is 0 and 2 is at the bottom. So there's two ways I can take up my liquid, and that is to turn my wheel here. Let's just turn that around so you can see it a little bit better. And move it all the way up to 0 at the top of the scale. Get the meniscus just to sit on the 0 mark, just like that. And then when you're ready to release it, press the lever up the side and release it down to 0.4. Good. Though that's a little bit tricky because when you press the release lever, the liquid does get released very quickly. So another way to do it would just be to subtract 0.4, which is the volume that I want, from 2, and that's 1.6. So all I need to do is take the liquid up to the 1.6 mark and have the meniscus sit on there, and then I've got exactly 0.4 milliliters. Perfect. Now what if I wanted to measure larger volumes but much more precisely than using a measuring cylinder? I would use one of these, a volumetric pipette. Now each volumetric pipette is set to a certain volume. So if I get closer, and to show you that this one is set to 25 milliliters. So all I do is attach the pipette filler and suck the liquid up to this line here. So the meniscus is just sitting on top. And then I have 25 milliliters. Now with a measuring cylinder, the uncertainty is 0.5 milliliters. With one of these, it's only 0.04 milliliters. So really precise. Now, last of all, if you want to get teeny weeny volumes, and I'm talking like 20 microliters, I would use a micro pipette. Now to set the micro pipette, there's a dial on top that you turn until it reaches the volume that you want. So if I just show you here, whoops, There we go. That's 20 microliters. And just to quickly show you how to use one of these, pretty straightforward. You attach a tip on the end and you suck up the volume you want. My case is 20 microliters. And there you have 20 microliters, nice and precise. So now you know 3 ways of measuring volumes really precisely by using 3 different types of pipettes. Depends, of course, what you want to measure.